everyone, welcome to AG Africa. My name is Sophia, and today I'm super excited to be showing you some heatless ways to curl your American Girl doll's hair. Before we get started with this video, please don't forget to comment down below any videos you would like to see because I find that really helpful. And also, I'm thinking of doing a hairstyle video just for dolls with short hair like Kit, Nellie, Melody, Luciana, etc. So let me know if that's something you'll be interested in. And with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so the first step for all of these is just going to be to wet the doll's hair and then just brush it out. I find that it is a lot easier to work with detangled hair, as well as that slightly damp hair actually holds curls better. So I definitely think that is something worth considering. Okay, so the first step is going to be to take whatever string you are using and put it on the top of her head. And then you're going to divide the hair into two relatively equal pieces, unless you want to have uneven curls. And then you're going to take small sections of the hair and wrap it over the string going under like this. It's kind of hard to explain, but you're basically going to loop it over and then under, and then take the other side and go over and under. And as you're going down the head, you're going to want to begin adding pieces, almost like in the same way that you French braid. You start with a small section and keep adding until all the hair is incorporated. And then once it is, you can just go over, under, over, under. So unfortunately, my string was slightly too short, so I just quickly, temporarily tied it off. And then I basically just took another string. This one was not the perfectly same width, but I think it's okay. And then I just continued doing the same thing. And then of course I repeated that on the other side. Okay, so I just fastened each side with some rubber bands, and then just so that they were kind of more out of the way, I just kind of wrapped them around her head, kind of crossing them in the back and then using the leftover portion of one of the sides to just loop them together so they would hold like this. This has nothing to do with whether or not it curls your American Girl doll's hair. I just saw it like this on the internet and wanted to try it myself. And it probably looks a lot cuter if you have the same string the entire time. So next we're going to be curling Samantha's hair, and one of the things is I actually liked how Samantha's hair turned out the best. And one of the things that could be due to is because Samantha was actually made to have curls. Kirsten, maybe not, and later Grace, definitely not. So that's also something to consider when trying to curl your doll's hair. There is certain hair types that are made to be straight, like Julie's, and some that are made to be curly, like Rebecca's or Samantha's. So just take that into account. And then, of course, like I said, I just started with spraying the hair and brushing it out. Okay, so once the doll's hair is brushed out, you're going to want to take some kind of headband. This is from an American Girl tennis set, and start wrapping your doll's hair around it. So basically just take a small section, or it can be any size to be perfectly honest, and then you're going to want to loop it through. I realize that this can be slightly difficult, not because it requires a lot of skill, but just because it's very easy to make it very messy, if that makes any sense. So don't worry if it doesn't look perfect. The hair might get slightly tangled, so as you will see, I'll be brushing it out throughout. And then I went ahead and continued to do that on the other side till I kind of had this weird chunk in the middle. And then what I did was I just tucked it into the end, but I didn't pull it back through, if that makes any sense. So it kind of formed almost like a little bun, as you can see, and this way it was all out of the way, and in a way Samantha's hair, if you like the way this looks, that could be a little style, because it was very conveniently all tucked away, and that's what it looks like. Okay, so next we have Grace. And again, I'm just going to start with spraying her hair and detangling it, even though it's relatively easily easy to comb through. Grace was the doll I was most excited to see because her hair is super straight, so I wasn't even sure if it was going to curl. So this was an experiment, and I'm happy to say it did work. Okay, so the first thing you are going to need to do is get a brown paper bag. Well, it doesn't have to be brown, just a paper bag or any kind of paper. And then you are going to cut it into smaller pieces. Okay, so then once you have cut it, you just want to bend it, and then you can fold it from there or twist it to try and make it more like an actual curler. Mine were about 5 inches. This original one was probably a little bit too long, to be perfectly honest, but it all depends on the length and how much hair your doll has. And then just take a section, and then you're going to wrap your doll's hair around it, and then I bended it and pinned it, as you can see. So I actually probably cut some of the excess off this just so there was more space on her head. And it's okay if the ends are a little messy, and this is what it looked like. So I let all my dolls sit for a couple of days, but you probably only need to wait a couple hours or until the hair is completely dry. I would recommend though at least overnight, because the longer you let it sit, the stronger it is. And then I just began taking out the pins and undoing the curls. I was so surprised by how well this worked, because A, it's just paper, so you don't have to buy any curlers, and also like I've never seen Grace with curly hair, so this was like really weird but also really awesome, so I was really happy. Next up we have Samantha, and I realized I actually had no idea how to really take this out. All these ideas I found on the internet, and I was kind of testing them for the first time, I won't lie. I do that a lot though, and I wasn't sure how to take this out, so it did get slightly messy, and you can see I'm struggling a little bit because I had no idea what I was doing, and so it came out to be a bit of a glob. But the thing was, there were curls. It was just like really frizzy, so what I went ahead and did is I took all the curls I could see, and then I brushed through, and then I just took my brush and twisted it, if that makes sense, to try and redefine the curls. And once I went around doing this, which only took me like 5 minutes, her hair, I was in love. Look how gorgeous these curls are. I think it turned out really well. Okay, so next we have Kirsten, and again, this is pretty straightforward for how to take it out. Now, I won't lie to you guys, I did try this one for the first time. I saw this like going viral, and I really wanted to try it on my American Girl dolls. And it did not really work. Like, I'm not even going to pretend that I think that it looks good. I do think this is more like waves rather than curls, and I am keeping it in here just because it might work on your American Girl doll's hair. Like, it could be just because this is Kirsten's hair. I'm not really sure. I don't really think it worked, but that's just my own personal opinion. But let me know if you guys have tried it and if you have had success with it. I might try it on a different doll, but honestly, overall, I'm not convinced. So guys, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely let me know down below if you would like to see videos for dolls with short hair. Overall, I'm so happy with how this video turned out. While one of them didn't really work all that well, this was a bit of a test, and I feel like the other two worked really well, so I'm excited to use those in the future. And plus, I think they're awesome for if you're looking to doll up your dolls for the holidays. Anyways, with that being said, I will see you guys next Sunday. Bye!